Hey guys,
welcome back to Ada and Nello Uncut. You guys, we have another interesting episode for you today. Another interesting conversation. So basically, we came across a post on Instagram and it reads, so I just received an email. The lady is confused as to how to share wedding expenses with her fiancé. She wrote, at the end, I might spend more than him for the entire ceremony. This is not sitting well with me. In our culture, the man is supposed to spend more than the woman. Anyways, the person goes ahead to say, I don't agree with this at all. I don't agree that anyone should spend more than the other. I believe both should split the cost according to their means. What are your thoughts? Okay, and we're here to share our thoughts. So basically, in case you don't get what I just read, it basically says, would you share, the question actually is, would you share wedding expenses with your partner 50-50?
Yeah.
And as a woman, do you mind spending more for the wedding than your partner, which is your husband? Okay, so I know I started talking too much. I forgot to let you guys know that our channels are always linked down below, so please check it out. As always, subscribe to our personal channels to know what we get up to in our personal lives. So let's throw the question to this beautiful girl over here. Would you share wedding expenses, or did you contribute? You're already doing like this. I'm not even done with the question. Did you contribute anything to your wedding with your husband?
Okay, no, I did not. Like, my parents did anyway. My parents, it's not even to the white wedding. It was more, well, they did some for the white wedding.
Yeah.
But it was more for the traditional, yeah.
I get where you're coming from, but I have a question to follow that. Yeah. Because we're Igbos, and in the Igbo culture, the girl's dad takes care of the traditional marriage. Okay, so like for my traditional marriage, my dad took care of every cent, every penny. But for the white wedding, my dad relaxed.
Yeah,
he was taken care of. So my husband's family took care of the white wedding. Yeah. So that's what is usually like. In some cases where, let's say, one person's father maybe will not be able to take care of the cost, the other person can,
help
come
out,
in. Okay. But again, that's not really the question. That's what I'm saying. So I was chatting to somebody about this thing. And she was like, you'd realize that some situations, both parents are dead, or either the wife's parents or the bride or the groom, and also in some situations their parents can't afford shit. Like, they don't have the money. They even if they sell all their properties, they won't be able to afford. And I would have been quick to say, oh, then do the wedding you can afford or something. But yeah, that's what they're trying to do. A wedding that they both can afford. So in that situation, where your parents can't afford anything, or they're not alive, or just something, would you share the wedding expenses with your husband?
No. Because you guys see, when it comes to wedding and marriages and stuff like that, I still believe that you have to, there are responsibilities that each person has to take. Okay, the man is coming to marry me, okay, especially since we are following the traditional ways of doing things. Okay,
especially if you're doing both traditional
and white wedding.
It's different if you just choose to go to church and do a small court wedding.
Yeah, I can buy my dress. I can even do anything. Well, I won't, but for that one, okay. But if we are going to do things,
but you do know it's not his responsibility to buy your dress anyways. If he chooses to, yes, but it's not. But continue.
Okay, but he shall bought it. Anyway, but for me, if we are doing things the traditional way, let's do things the traditional way. Okay. If we are not doing things the traditional way, then let us just scrap it and just do what we want. Okay, so for me, I don't believe in sharing 50-50. I can contribute what I want to contribute. If I want maybe a more flamboyant dress and he cannot afford it, I want my bridesmaids to do this. I want my ring, not my ring, but I want my girls to be like this. I want the ceremony to have a certain kind of vibe that he cannot afford and I can afford it. Then that's fine. But the basics of that wedding, the main things that need to be done in that wedding, I'm sorry, the man has to do it. In my own opinion, he has to do it, because I didn't beg you to come and marry me. Okay, you are the one that's coming to ask for my hand in marriage, and we are going to do it the traditional way. Okay, yeah.
Okay, for me, like I replied my friend that I saw this on her post. For me, it's a bit tricky in the sense that, okay, when it comes to marriages, especially in an African culture or African home, certain. there are things expected of the man and there are things expected of the woman, which is basically dance out with your pretty face.
Yeah,
okay?
my dear.
But jokes aside, it's usually the men, and I feel like maybe why I've never really thought about this is my culture is the parents. The burden is on the parents. The children are just supposed to enjoy their day. Obviously, there are situations where parents can't, afford stuff. But what I see happen mostly is, let's say the man's father can't afford the wedding, the man can chip in. And the woman's father can't afford everything, the woman can chip in.
Yeah.
And even if it's also common in our society that women get married without even having jobs and stuff. But men, for the most part, always have money saved and, something before going to get married. So that's why sometimes it's actually hard for you. If you had asked me, Chinelo, to come and contribute during my wedding, money from where? Pocket money from my father.
Actually.
So I wouldn't have been able to do that. So thank God our parents were able to, do that for us. But in a situation I'm already earning money and my husband is earning money as well, and we can't afford the wedding of our dreams, and I have to chip in for the wedding, I would not feel comfortable with that.
I won't.
I'm not saying I won't do it, like my colleague over here. But I won't feel comfortable with that. But I won't say, if like I have the money, I can do it. So I won't say, okay, let's not do the wedding because of that. Yeah. But I won't feel comfortable with that. Only because, like I told my friend, I feel like there's already a lot of burden on women in the actual marriage. Okay, most of the time we'll do wedding this week, go on, bam, woman don't carry belly. Yeah, minus that.
Yeah.
You carry belly. You're going through this. You're going through that. Like, I don't want to be going through all that and be worried about finances.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I would prefer a marriage where I really don't have to worry about finances. I can make money and he can make money and he's able to take care of me the way I want and I'm also able to take care of him the way I want, but I don't really have to do it.
Yeah, it's not your responsibility, okay. I guess.
Yeah. I'd rather we each take care of ourselves. See, make your money, do your thing. I'll make my money and do my thing. I'd rather that than having to
spend more or contribute more. Yeah. So for me, what I always believe is that when it comes to wedding, do what the man can afford. Okay, if you don't have money, do what the man can afford. You don't have to make a
big wedding. Instagram wedding is Instagram.
It's Instagram.
Everybody's
Instagram. After that, it has ended.
And you don't actually know how their marriage is. I've heard of people that have done destination weddings and they did it all and they break up within a year.
No, but it's even that. Okay. If you cannot afford to give us the wedding of our dreams, is it not even wiser for me to even save my money for the actual marriage? If you cannot even afford
the marriage,
because if it's that you cannot even afford the wedding, so I have to now chip in and even contribute more. So let me even save my money and now use it in the marriage. So for me, I don't believe in sharing it 50-50 or
that's another thing I told my friend. The thing is, when it comes to marriages, I'm not a believer in 50-50. Okay, it can never be. We've said this thing before, I think on this channel. It's basically 100.
Do what you
100
can do.
of what you can bring to the table and 100 of what I can bring to the table. There's no 50-50 in any way. It's not possible that every month financially is like 50-50 to the brink. Some days you're coming back from work, you buy food now, it's still expensive. Some days I'm coming back from work, I can buy suya, it's still expensive. The man cannot have children, the man cannot breastfeed. That's already you giving 100 in that aspect. In most cases, especially in this African setting where men work more than women. In fact, in the whole world, men earn more than women. So in most cases, the man is always earning more. So if you're saying 50-50 money contribution, it's not, because you are the one losing, because if your husband is making more money. So it's not as easy as just 50-50. But when it comes to this marriage thing, I would really like to know what you guys think, because for me, it's a bit tricky. If my husband can't afford it and I can afford it, the truth is that I will tell my husband, let's do a small wedding. The wedding that you are comfortable with, the wedding that you don't have to stress about money.
You can actually save money and then afterwards go and renew your vows and do what you wanted to do.
Start a business, invest, live your best life.
Thank you. Or save that money yourself. Go for a very nice vacation that is for two of you. Weddings are for other people. Weddings are for other people. It's not for you. Yeah. So if it's that one, then save the money.
Let me even try and see some comments on this post, actually. Okay, so someone said, the man is the one marrying you. Why should you split expenses? Are you begging to be married? This is your sister.
Yeah.
She's your twin. You can help with little stuffs around. If you know your worth and what you bring into his life, he will go any length to celebrate you.
Yes, my dear.
Know your worth. You know what you're bringing to his life.
Because, some people always try to make marriage look like in 21st century, this, that,
no,
that.
But did you propose, though?
Yeah, man, that marriage is a traditional...
You're making it... These same people saying 50-50, blah, 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 blah. But you're not going to propose to him because you still believe it's a man's job.
Yeah, to propose,
it's supposed to be a man proposing.
He's the one that's supposed to come and see your father.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you carry wine to your husband's house?
Exactly.
Do you go and buy wine and say, I want to go and see my... No, you don't do that.
Don't do that, yeah. So, my dear...
So, remember that, though, when you want to be the... feminist of 2021 that wants to pay for everything. And see, that's the thing about Nigeria. It's actually a mixture of culture and, should I say, equality. Not really equality per se. I don't even think this is related to equality, but like it's a mixture of culture and non-culture, or culture and equality, or culture and feminism, or whatever it is. And it's hard to just choose one. That's the truth. A man will still come and pay your bride price. Okay, you can't just say, I'm a feminist. They will not pay my bride price. You can't just say, oh, equality. He'll pay my bride price and I'll go and pay his bride price. You can't do that.
Exactly.
So there are some... It's a tricky thing, and I don't know when it will get
like I said,
different or
even
better.
Even on traditional weddings, people go and carry wine, go and give the guy that and all that. Okay, So if you scrap it and say no traditional wedding, even the white wedding, we are going to make sure no walking down the aisle, all those things. If that's what you're going to do, then fine. I can say contribute 50-50. But if you want to do things the traditional way, my dear, there's really no point,
Yeah, it's the man's responsibility, but the bills can be split depending on both individuals' income. Okay? But at least this person agrees it's the man's responsibility. Somebody said, do small wedding. Nobody will feel like you spent more.
Thank you.
Or book cheaper vendors. Life cannot be that hard. Simple and short.
It can't be hard. Especially when it is paying you as the woman. Why? There's no point.
It's Instagram. It's social media. Do you know Instagram weddings these days? They are qualified musicians to perform. I'm like,
it's too much.
For who?
Too much.
Even weddings that happened last week, I've forgotten them. In fact, I didn't even see all the clips you were hoping that world would see. We didn't see, and we're forgotten.
Then what of one that the woman will change dresses 3 or 4 times? Like wedding of how many hours?
To prepare people now. And apparently best after party is now like who had the best. Okay, no problem. I'll go clubbing after.
But some of you dress the same way as your guests. Your guests even dress more than you in the after party.
Let's not talk about weddings.
Before they say I'm a hater.
Yeah. No, I love big weddings. People that can afford big weddings, please do the biggest wedding. But
you can
this
afford,
case is situations where you can't afford it. There's no point of chipping in money to do this. Chipping in money, just do what you can afford. Anyways, you guys should let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think. We'd love to read your comments. How was it for your wedding? How much did you contribute for your wedding? In fact, tell us, how much did you contribute for your wedding? Okay, how much? Was it less than 10K, 50K, 100K, 1 million? Like, how much did you contribute? Were you okay with that? If you're to get married now, are you okay contributing? Let us know how it is for you down below. And yes, we'll see you guys in our next one, okay?
All right, guys. Bye.